Hello everybody, and my name is Seal160, and I will be showing you the Drake Cutlass inside of the deluxe hangar for Starcitizen today. You'll follow me, or I guess just use my eyes here to come over here and observe the ship. Let's go walk right on over here. Let's get down to business, shall we? So here we have the Drake Cutlass. Looks like I just hit the use button on this terminal. Here we have the Drake Cutlass. Now this is a ship made by the Drake Corporation, which is going to be a corporation that kind of manufactures ships that can be retrofitted with cheaper parts. Does not mean that ship is cheap in itself, it just means that you probably are going to be able to strap on weapons at a relatively low cost. Now what does that mean for you early on in the beginning of the game, which may be helpful? You know, it's a good ship, it has cargo space, it's got room for your buddies, it's got boarding capabilities, comes with a tractor beam, a neck that you can board other ships with, and of course that lovely turret on top, which probably well boarded. You could have somebody up there deterring fighter craft trying to get you off somebody's boarding, like maybe a constellation, or you can make up something. Use your imagination. So, what's interesting about this ship, and I thought of it when I was getting it, is if you look at the fins in the front and the engines in the back, I'm not sure if any of you guys are lore followers or whatnot. It's not really lore as in part of Starcitizen, but lore as in like the type of space games that we play. There's a game that Chris Roberts worked on called Starlancer, and this actually looks like a spitting image of the Wolverine, which was a very, very prestigious fighter to have in the game, or at least it was a very powerful one with a lot of missile slots. We take a look at this design right over here. This is taken straight from Starlancer, mind you. We have the Cutlass over here on this side. We have the Wolverine here on another one. Now, the Wolverine has strikingly similar features as the Cutlass. See, it's got the fins in the front, the engine and the fins in the back, and it also has this very, very interesting ball mount swivel turret that can be used to deter fighters. And the two-man crewed cockpit up there with the forward mount guns. Now, interesting as it may be, this Cutlass only has room for 2 crew. Now, maybe it's just 2 crew to operate it efficiently because it has a turret or it has a tractor beam, and of course you need a pilot. So, maybe to optimally use this, you would have to have a pilot and somebody in the gunner position. But perhaps we will see this as being a 3-person, maybe even more in the cargo hold ship. Now you can see that the Starlancer thing had 3 people in the crew, burst thrust capability, which is also in Starcitizen. You could press shift and use your afterburners to actually fly backwards, and that would be a very, very, very valuable tool in combat. Now this ship has a really interesting feature, is that it has a lot of engines that are rotated. It can have like just rotate in different, I guess, degrees of motion, which would allow you to fly backwards. As shown by Chris Roberts in the E3 demo. If you haven't seen that, honestly just Google it or YouTube it, look it up. He actually flies backwards with a Hornet, which is really interesting. It's actually really cool too. Changes the dynamics of fighting. So, anyway, about this lore stuff, let's get all that nerdy stuff out of here, shall we? Let's go look at the ship, that's what you're here for. So, we got some lights in the front. I'm assuming those will be headlights in case you come by salvage or wreck, because this is, quote-unquote, by the Drake Company, a search and rescue ship. I'd imagine you'd be able to retrieve life pods, or maybe haul some debris from like a Hornet or something like that. Maybe even haul the Hornet that's destroyed and bring it back to the salvage yard, maybe to fix it. And of course, you have your everybody's favorite piracy that you can do with this thing. You can board other ships and take them over for your own leisure. But honestly, if you're going to be doing that and flying it around in the Federation space, what's the point? Because you're going to get arrested. So I hope you have a band of pirate buddies and a little asteroid base that you can hide out in, which would be very, very neat if you could pull that off, or maybe sell it on the black market, scrap it to a factory, something like that. Either way, the possibilities are endless. So here we have the front mount wings. Yeah, you can see the turret on the top, 360-degree ball mount turret. You can see this engine thruster over here. Looks like it has every degree of motion imaginable. We have the thrusters in the back, the main engines. Yes, interesting. But the most important part, buttons. Who doesn't like using buttons? Press button. Look. Oh, yes, that's right. Means you can go in this beautiful cargo hold. Now, this is actually where a tractor beam is, surprisingly enough. So maybe you could be in the back with a spacesuit, open up the cargo hold over here. Maybe one of these buttons will be for the tractor beam later on, instead of just using both of them for just the door. Because maybe you can stand back here with a spacesuit or something and reel in some wreckage or a pod of some type or something. I don't know. Use your imagination. Anyway, so the interior of the ship. It's not the most beautiful thing next to a Connie or, I guess, Tally, but it gets the job done. You can see that you have a bed over here, and you have a bed over here. First thing, honestly, that catches my eye is this beautiful contraption over here. Honestly, if your ship doesn't have a toilet, what the hell are you flying it for? You can take those pills that make your poop become pee or something like that and give it to NASA or something? No. Okay, we take space dubs and we shoot it at our enemies, because that's what we do. Yeah. I'm not sure where the toilet paper is, but maybe that's what that caution sign's for. Of course, maybe that's for ventilation for fumes that are fumigated from the toilet. Anyway, we'll be getting to this sign over here in just a little bit after we take the tour of the ship. It's a couple things that you may have missed on other tours of the Cutlass. So, you can always jump in the bed as you seem fit. It's not really the most beautiful mattress ever. Kind of looks like a dorm room, but hey, it's cozy. We've all been there, right? If not, well, enjoy the experience. Yeah, look at that beautiful ceiling. Alright, let's get out of here. It's right. Yeah, that's right. Rub my eyes because I just took the most beautiful snap in the world. Okay, I'm assuming that where these lines are will be cargo space, or maybe you can retrofit this cargo space over here with more seats. Because I'm assuming that these seats over here, which you can flip down, sit down, enjoy, will be used with the boarding party. Maybe that will be where you buckle in. Seat, or something thereabouts. I love these hinges down here. These things look nice. These like little things. Maybe you can like put some cargo in there or some smuggly goods or something like that. So you have two of these seats over here. Maybe you can fasten yourself in with some kind of straps or something. Maybe that's where your boarding party goes, because this beep is where you board other ships or dock. Now with the tractor beam, you can keep the ship below you steady, assuming that is 100% disabled. You cannot board a ship that has engines running. Anywho, like I said, speculation, but maybe you'll be able to convert some of this extra space into more seats or something like that for your boarding party or your clan, so you guys can have fun. I think this is a good low-cost ship. Well, low-cost. Affordable ship that you can have if you like rolling with your buddies or clanmates. Now, this is a really interesting button. This brings down the swivel mount turret. Yes. Everybody's going to be fighting for this beautiful seat over here. This is the hot seat. Kind of makes you feel like Super Fortress Gunner and the ball turret up here. Warding off space alien, something like that. Anyway, you can see where a screen is probably going to be. Also, you can see where other heads-up display items may or may not be. Maybe you might be able to go without a helmet, and maybe the screens will be on there, over there. Again, speculation, speculation, we don't know. Maybe you could have a helmet instead of using these screens. Anyway, here is the ball turret. You can see it has hinges on it, so it has a range of motion. So you could probably deter fighters while you were docked with another ship, trying to board them. Or maybe you're trying to help out a life pod of some person who is high status, maybe a general or something like that. Maybe you want to keep him off. Maybe Gunner can do that for you. Possibilities are endless. Anywho, moving on. This next button opens the door. And this button over here, as you guessed, would flush the toilet. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to retract the seat. Yes, this flushes the toilet. No, I'm just kidding. It actually just closes the door. I'm sorry. Get you all excited for that. Let's press it again, because that's just so much fun. Yeah, look at that. Anywho, up here we have the pilot, co-pilot, or maybe tractor beam gunner seats. This is the door. Danger. Done. Not open while cabin is pressurized or occupants will expire. Huh. Imagine that. Opening the door will kill everybody inside if you're in space. Who'd have thunk? Anywho, let's go on over here to the pilot seat, because this is the fun stuff right here. This is the bread and butter. And see, this is where all kinds of cool buttons will be that you get to press and do. And look at this. Look at this view. You have a really, really big, clear view of everything up here. Now, if you have a Freelancer, there's a big, huge bulkhead in the middle of the viewing area, which I honestly was not really impressed with, and I kind of strayed away from it just because of, like, honestly that. I was like, it's ugly, it's out of the way, get it out of here. But, and then, of course, we have the co-pilot and or tractor beam gunner seat. Or maybe this is the pilot because you could have more viewing area. I'm not entirely sure, but it would make sense it's a co-pilot. Okay. Let's get out of this crazy. So it's not the most plush ship in the line, but hey, you know what? If you got a lot of chicks in here, you got this beautiful fan over here. Yeah, that's right. You get to keep cool, because who's got the coolest ship in the fleet? You do. Well, maybe the most versatile starter ship, but hey, you guys got to start somewhere, right? It's a work in progress. Don't mock my fan. It's my number one fan. Anyway, this button opens wing access. Or the way you can just get the rights to the pilot seat from the outside. See this beautiful paint job over here, which is freaking sweet. You can jump up here, jump down on your ship instead, and make your viewers laugh at you. Again, here's another button over here, which retracts the ladder and closes the door up there. Now, some owners or people trying to board your ship may not know where that button is. Even though it's shining obvious, they might not like pressing buttons, and you may be in luck. They might not be able to board your ship because they can't figure out how to get in. How lucky would you be? Anywho, here is the ship. Yes. Jump, you fool! It's okay. I'm a professional. Oh, I'm not. Also, with the hanger skins now, you have a different model now who does not have a skinhead kind of chody look to him. He actually has hair. And, well, he's still creepy looking either way. But little bit less creepy looking.